Good afternoon. Can people hear me? Good afternoon, everybody. My name is T.R. Kidder. I'm the chair of the Department of Anthropology. It's a real pleasure to be able to welcome you to the celebration of our graduating class in the Department of Anthropology. This year, we're graduating close to 100 majors, and for me and for my colleagues, it's remarkably gratifying to be able to be present to acknowledge the accomplishments of each of our students today. So what a year, right? I'm not sure there's anything I can say about this year that hasn't been muttered, said, uttered, or cursed. But, you know, one of the great things is congratulations, you've made it. So there's something to be said for getting to the finish line. And if it looks slightly odd, I am speaking to this device as my microphone. So in anthropological parlance, this event is a rite of passage. And you can tell it's a rite of passage, and it's not just any old event, by things like the silly costumes that I'm wearing. And this rite of passage marks the admission of our graduating majors to the clan of anthropology. And to get to this point, the students, and we would of course call them initiates, have been required to undertake a quest. The students have committed significant time and energy to their field of study. Every major has taken an arduous series of courses that provide scholarly and anthropological breadth and depth. The students have survived the pandemic, science and society. They've used GIS for anthropologists, navigated all the introductory courses, steered the perils of ancient Africa, encountered humans and animals, lived through the AIDS epidemic, dissected human anatomy and development, and sorted through human osteology. You, my student friends, have navigated social landscapes, practiced defense against the dark arts, walked the paths of the social determinants of health and migration. And in addition, you have been fueled by global energy and the American dream, experienced gender, culture, and madness, understand economies as cultural systems, and you've debated health, healing, and ethics. In short, you have undertaken a remarkable academic journey. And I know this is true, you've come forward and emerged as a changed person. You've become members of the clan. Rites of passage are at their core about defining individuals and creating community. And I want to emphasize on behalf of all my colleagues that those of us in the department, the faculty, the staff, and the graduate students have been enriched by each and every one of our students. You've enlivened our classrooms, our labs, our hallways, and our Zoom spaces. And each of you, no matter your accomplishments or failures, your triumphs or tribulations, you've enhanced the culture of the department. And I really want to say how grateful we are for all of our students. Ours is a rich and diverse group of students, and your presence has made this a wonderful environment in which to teach and to learn. And you really truly honor us by your presence. And I mean it when I say welcome to the clan. Now, of course, if this were a real anthropological ritual at this point, I'd sacrifice something, someone, or at least burn an effigy. And sadly, the university frowns on such practices. And later this week, though, you get to participate in more ritual, and you will be initiated as members of the Washington University Alumni Tribe. So congratulations on that accomplishment, because it's a real and meaningful accomplishment. I also want to take the moment to acknowledge all the parents, the grandparents, the siblings, and the family friends who are in attendance and who are watching. You too have worked hard. You too have suffered ups and downs. However, as a result of your patience and support, you have helped your student achieve the distinction of graduating from Washington University. And for the parents, you have the extra comfort of knowing that, as Mark Twain noted long ago, while your child matured, you miraculously got smarter. I mean this very seriously when I say thank you for entrusting to us the education of these wonderful people. When surveying this graduating class, a saying comes to mind: May you live in interesting times. If that's been your wish, you can rest assured that it's being fulfilled many times over. However, if this was your wish, I want to remind you that for every pithy and wise aphorism, there is an opposite saying. In this case, it might be careful what you wish for. You know, I've said these words before. To be honest, there are just so many ways that I can do this kind of speech. But these words have a greater resonance today than perhaps any time before. You are graduating into turbulent times, but I have high hopes and great expectations for all of our students. Your education as an anthropologist positions you to know that in the sweep of human history, each generation has faced remarkable challenges, and despite daunting obstacles, has overcome adverse situations. You have learned the complexities of other cultures and the challenges of understanding how societies develop and how they change. Mostly, though, you have learned skills that underlie your actual courses. My advisees know this as the thing behind the thing. You've learned to think critically and to communicate well. Your education allows you to understand complex problems, to break down big issues into manageable pieces, and to reassemble the parts to create novel solutions to problems old and new, large and small. The world is being transformed at an incredibly rapid pace. There is today a new urgency. What we need are individuals who can comprehend this evolving world, who can distinguish the historical context of changing social, economic, and political circumstance, and who understand the fundamentals of how the global village functions. And I think we need people who recognize that each of our assumptions about the way the world works, our worldviews, our biases, if you will, are grounded in cultural values, beliefs, and practices. And perhaps most importantly, we need young people who will challenge these beliefs and practices, these assumptions and biases, and who won't tire of doing it as they grow up and mature. Few of you will go on to be professional anthropologists, but all of you are students of the human condition. I'm confident that this liberal arts background will serve you well today in these uncertain times, and that this education will prepare you for the future when you will assume, I know you don't believe it, but it's true, you will assume your roles as leaders of businesses, professions, governments, and organizations. May you live in interesting times indeed. In the Department of Anthropology, we try to be careful what we wish for. Simply put, we wish well for all of you. The faculty and staff are here to foster your academic and intellectual development, and we take great pleasure in celebrating the success of all of our students. To help me undertake this task, I am assisted by Professor Rebecca Lester, who will soon take over my job as the new chair of the Department of Anthropology. Professor Lester and I will do a tag team presentation. I'm going to start out by reading the awards, and Professor Lester will hand them out, and then midway we will switch roles. So we'll go ahead and start doing this. And the one thing I do want to say as a reminder, these are steep steps, so don't feel you have to run down the steps. I live with this kind of heart attack motion of moment where someone is going to spill, and let's not do it. This is my last year of chair. Let's not do it, okay? So we're going to start out with a set of awards that are called Contributions to Anthropology. And this award is for contributions to the department and to the discipline, and the recipients are nominated by the faculty. And I think it might be appropriate to simply hold our applause, because there's a fairly large number of people, and we can hold our applause to the end. So the first individual is Sarah Axelrod. Go ahead. So the next is Mika Earhart. Desiree Bartos. Matthew Berman. Olivia Blumenschein. Gagana Bora. Marcos Brigalier. This is just in time. It's okay, it's the modern world. Everything's just in time. Claire Coates. Grace Cobble. Nautica Farrell. Bianca Florence. Okay, Michael Heidenberg. Oh, I'm sorry, Michelle. 24-point type, reading glasses, and I still can't do it. Zoe Hancock. Sean Huang. Seichi Jane. Amelia Lewis. Ben Lieberman. Lauren Loftus. Carly McClanahan. Ilana Miller. Nicholas Miller. Diu Obama. Sarah Pierce. Olivia Powell. Lauren Poplampu. Ellie Shapiro. Danny Seraf. Sarah Slutsker. Sophia Sorachi, Emma St. Raymond, Alex Tward, Angelica Vasquez, Luke Volmer, Julia Wong, Samantha Weaver, Josh Wilson, Milkise Yassin. Okay, so now we move to service to anthropology, and this award is for service to the department and to the community, and the recipients are nominated by faculty and or the staff. Mika Earhart, Matthew Berman, Zoe Hancock, sorry about this, out of alphabetical order. Lizzie Diaz, Vikram Muruga, excuse me, Vikram Murugan, so I'm blaming this simply on COVID because it works. So I missed a name, Ben Lieberman, and lastly, for this award, Lauren Spitz. So the next award is Excellence in Research, and this award is for exemplary scholarly research and writing. The winners of this award are nominated by the faculty. Mika Earhart, dude, you should have sat up front. Sophie Good, Julia Hong, Andre Montesinos Padilla, Andrea, Nicholas Miller. Emma St. Raymond. And Lauren Spitz. Okay, now we're going to trade off, and Professor Lester will read the names of the honors thesis recipients, and I will get to hand them out.
Hello, everyone. Before we move on to the next part, I just wanted to take a moment to say a really heartfelt thank you to T.R. Kidder for all his years as chair of this department. And he's been chair for all of your careers here at WashU and almost all of mine. So I just wanted to say thank you for all that you've done for us here. So the senior honors in anthropology is awarded to students who completed a thesis in anthropology for Latin honors in the College of Arts and Sciences. We wanted to note that the level of Latin honors is determined by the College of Arts and Sciences and will not be announced until next week. So we don't know the level as of now, but you will all, of course, be informed of that as soon as that is available. So let's get started. So our first honors student is Sophie Goldstein. Thesis advisor, Rebecca Lester. And the title of her thesis is Speechless, Understanding the Manufacture of Omission in an Effort Toward a More Responsible Ethnography. Our next student is Michelle Heidenberg. You here today? Thesis advisor was Dr. Shanti Parikh, and the title of her thesis is An Analysis of Minority Participation in Clinical Trials, Contextualizing Barriers to Participation and Resocializing Medical Ethics. Next, we have Morgan Leff. Thesis advisor, Anna Jacobson. Title of her thesis is That's What Hospice is Supposed to Do, How U.S. Hospice Care Staff Bridge Philosophy and Institutions. Our next student is Alana Miller. Thesis advisor, Dr. Shanti Parikh. And the title of her thesis is Let's Go Brandon and COVID-19, How Community Involvement Affects a Pandemic Response. Oh no. Our next student is Alice Na, thesis advisor Anna Jacobson. Her thesis is entitled The Intersection of Patriarchy, Feminism, and Sex Education, and How It Shaped the Me Too movement in South Korean universities. Next, we have Ariana Parkade, who I think is not here today. Okay, thesis advisor Anna Jacobson. Her thesis is entitled Radical Support, Understanding Doula Work as Resistance to Routinized Violence. Sarah Pierce. Thesis advisor Dr. Anna Jacobson. Sarah's thesis is entitled Alimentary Politics and Algorithms, the Spread of Information about Healthy Eating and Diet on TikTok. Rithvik Paramesh. Thesis advisor, Dr. Anna Jacobson. His thesis is entitled Explanatory Necropolitics, Physicians' Perspectives on Compliance, Culture, and Competence in the Management of Chronic Disease. And next we have Max Salta. Thesis advisor, Dr. E.A. Quinn. Max's thesis is entitled Omega-3 and Omega-6 Rebalancing and Ready-to-Use Therapeutic Food for the Treatment of Moderate Acute Malnutrition in Children aged 18 to 24 months in Pujehun, Sierra Leone. An analysis, it keeps going to the next page. An analysis of the differences in acceptability between, oh my goodness. What is it? Yeah, between some various things and a standard. And yes, it's very good. You should read it. All right, I think that was our final thesis student, so we will trade places once more.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. I appreciate that. So we are going to get my paperwork in order. We have two final awards that I want to convey. The first one is the Bradley Stoner Excellence in Medical Anthropology Award. Professor Bradley Stoner was an MD, PhD who started the Medicine and Society program here at Washington University, I think about 20 years ago. Brad's brilliant teaching, his amazing scholarship, and his dedication to the students was really unparalleled. Brad ended up taking a position at a medical school in Ontario, Canada, and unfortunately has left us. But one of the things that particular Dr. Anna Jacobson, who is now running the Medicine Society program, felt was that we should honor and recognize Brad for his contributions, because all of the students who are graduating in the department, but especially those in Medicine and Society, owe a great deal of debt to Brad for all of his work. So the Bradley Stoner Award, or Excellence in Medical Anthropology Award, goes to Rithvik Ramesh. So the final award is for what's known as the John W. Bennett Prize for the Outstanding Graduating Senior in Anthropology. John W. Bennett was the founder of the Department of Anthropology and a remarkable scholar whose work encompassed sociocultural anthropology, archaeology, rural studies, biological anthropology, sociology, many of the ologies that make up what we do today. His work was impassioned, it was groundbreaking, and it was holistic in a way that in some ways is hard to capture in the modern world of specialization. And we honor the outstanding graduate student with the Bennett Award. And this individual is recognized not just for their academic accomplishments, but for their overall perspective on anthropology, that sort of broad perspective on what it means to think anthropologically and be an anthropologist. And this year's award winner is Ariana Parkade. And Ariana's not here today. She graduated in December of 2022. Her thesis advisor was Dr. Anna Jacobson, and her thesis was Radical Support, Understanding Doula Work as Resistance to Routinized Violence. We are going to mail the award to Ariana and ensure that she receives the cash award that goes with it. So let's give a round of applause for Ariana. Okay, so this brings us almost to the close of our ceremony. And before we take leave to eat and drink the ritual feasting that an initiation ceremony requires, I'd like to say a few words of appreciation. First, to our students, thank you. It's an honor and a privilege to work with you and to participate with you, in your learning experience. This year, perhaps more than any other year, shows that you're an amazing, spirited, and adaptive group. I'm grateful that you have taught me resilience through your experiences. For the parents and friends of the students, they are an amazing group of individuals. They really are the best and the brightest. They enrich our lives and will, through their deeds, make the world a better place. For our students, I know that each of you will change the world in some special way. I wish each of you the best in all of your endeavors. Congratulations to all of our graduating students. Second, I want to acknowledge the efforts of our faculty. A university is made up of students and faculty, and it's this collaboration that makes this such a special place. I, at least, am fortunate to work with the world's most remarkable scholars, teachers, and colleagues. They're an amazing group of individuals. In the last 2 years, my colleagues have torn up their syllabi, they've developed new courses, taught new ways, and like you, we've adopted new ways and approaches to life. Who says that old dogs can't learn new tricks? To my colleagues, a genuine and heartfelt thank you very much. I also want to acknowledge the outstanding graduate students in the Department of Anthropology. These colleagues assist in many classes and in a few instances have taught their own courses. All of our graduate students through their, enhance our community. They engage with the undergraduates, the faculty, and the students, and their energy, enthusiasm, and intellectual talent challenge us. So thank you, my graduate colleagues. I appreciate it. Lastly, I want to acknowledge the staff, of the Department of Anthropology. Pamela Hayek, Abdul Irsani, Mary Larkham, Annie Howe, Jen Everhart, Rose Hors, Elise Kuhlman, Maggie Seamer, and Kirsten Jacobson. You know, every student in this department, every faculty member is successful because these people have labored in some fashion, almost always behind the scenes, to make our experience successful. From the first day a student declares her major to today, these wonderful colleagues have been working tirelessly to see to it that this department is an inclusive, friendly environment in which to learn and teach. I've been, fortunate to be chair for 14 years. And wow, I'm going to choke up. I have never had the greater pleasure than working with the staff. Thank you. So no speech like this would be without something like a final word to our students. So as you go out into the world, you have a chance to teach us through your successes, but also through your trials and tribulations. And I encourage you to remember that your accomplishments are often calibrated by how you have faced the adversities of getting to your achievements. Please stay safe and please stay in touch. We want to brag about you, and we will. But also please stay human. If the COVID pandemic has taught us one thing, it's that we are all connected and that our common good depends on each other's toil. Thank you, good luck, and may you have great fortune. Congratulations to all of our students. So now comes the fun part. We get to go out and have food and drink. If you go out the doors and exit to your right into Retner Gallery, I look forward to seeing you.